Hello and good evening and welcome to the good people and good evening to the bad people, friends and enemies. And a charitable boom shakalaka to all of you out there. I am Chris Base. This is a baseline special. We call this Corey's Care, a journey to recovery. And we do this once a month in honor of trying to raise money for Lee Michaels' son, Corey, who got into a horrible car accident. This was back in a few months ago in Colorado. So we continue the cause. We continue to ask you to come on through and donate. And I hope you continue to do so as we continue what's needed to be done here. So as you know, the caring for someone in this situation, Corey, to have that horrible accident, to have all those skin graft operations, and to um, continue to heal, and not just physically but mentally. And as you know, that takes money. It does, and that's why we're here once a month to ask you to continue to donate, not just once. If you could do it on a consistent basis, that's what we're asking for. It is needed. The goal is $75,000 right now. We're at 7,591 at this stage in the game. As we continue to raise money, you always go to the site to donate money for the cause. That's GoFundMe.com and search Lee Michaels. Or you could do it directly for Lee. Go to his email address for Zelle and Zelle it at I'm sorry, not I am, I'm going to give you the wrong one. iRadioCoach at gmail.com. Yeah, you don't want the money to go to the wrong person. That would not be cool. Again, Zelle it to Lee, iRadioCoach at gmail.com. Let's see, make sure I got that right. Yeah. You don't want some random person. Hey, look what I got. Let's see here. Hold on one second. There you go. So again, we're here to continue to help raise money for Lee, his son Corey, and the family to continue to help in this situation. And we're doing this now for a few months, as I said. And what happens, as far as I'm concerned, is that it's one of those things where you have to continue to preach or push the message, and it's not to offend or unnerve, not at all. It's just raising money, and again, it's just trying to see what you have out there. And it will be definitely one of those situations where it's more than needed. So again, when we have Leon in a few minutes to give the update of what's going on with Corey, I think that again we should never take our own lives for granted, even though we do. We should not. Skull. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about the DNC, of course, Democratic National Convention, just completed here this past week in Chicago, and I mentioned about some of the people that were coming forward to speak, and one person that spoke was former President Bill Clinton. And he spoke, and his birthday was just this past Monday. Bill Clinton is now 78 years old. The two-term president spoke as only he can. He looked frail. Well, he ran 78, so you got to give him a break. But he, as far as we've seen him before in public eye, I haven't seen him in public eye in a while, going back to Bill Clinton. So he's there at the DNC at the podium, a little frailer. I think the voice is kind of weaker, but that's what happens sometimes you get older. And gave his message only he can. Has that folksy sing-song cadence, as we're familiar with Bill Clinton. But it was nice to see him again. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying, you know what? I mean, not to be morbid, but this might be the last time we'll see Bill Clinton speaking in public. Oh, we're going there. I'm like, what the you mean by that? I mean, it's just kind of strange that he would take that type of thing. I don't know if he was joking or not. Sometimes I don't know if he's joking or not in our conversation, but I thought it was kind of strange that you would get mad at the messenger, not the message. And I think at times, as human beings, we got to stop doing that. I mean, remember the movie 300 where the messenger came in and said what he said, and this is spot on. And he gave him the foot and he hit him and he fell down that that eternal hole that they had there, whatever how long it was, we never knew because they fell into darkness. You can't get mad at the messenger at all. Now, in this conversation, the point I'm proving here is that when we hear certain messages, we don't have to like it, but at times, depending on the messenger, he or she, something like from the standpoint of we're all are going to meet our maker one day. Now, what's wrong with that? Nothing. And I don't think people should get offended by it. It just kind of struck me as odd. And when you're delivering a message, as we've seen throughout the whole week, I just thought it was dynamic. But then you have people, of course, I won't get into too much of it, but it just gave me pause again of how people go online and just be so mean about these messages that are being said. And the reason I bring it up is because we need to heed our messages no matter where they come from. And there's nothing wrong with questioning where the message comes from, nothing wrong with having an afterthought at all. And so, again, what we're doing here tonight, and we do once again once a month, to donate in real time for this really, far as I'm concerned, sacred cause to help out Lee's family. The message is that you should help someone. It had nothing to do with the messenger, it had nothing to do with me. Yes, I know I'm putting on this special charity cast, but this is for Lee's family. This is for Corey. It's for Lee and his wife Debbie. This is who it's for. And even if you don't know Lee personally, you still have empathy if you have it. Imagine if it was your son. I never forget when I had Lee on, and even before I had Lee on, I was talking to him on the phone about the whole accident, about what Corey had went through in the car crash. And he said, "That's my baby boy." And myself having adult children, it hits it hits differently. And once again, having sympathy and empathy and everything else is just being human. But I'll never forget that. That's my baby boy. And I think that in those situations where you look at how people treat other people from a standpoint on a daily basis concerned, I know you want to help people on the street because you don't want to get duped. You don't want to get lied to. I remember a guy. This is when I was driving, and so I'm living in South Shore. I stopped off to get some gas at the gas station there, not to like 3 blocks away from my home. And there was this guy, a big guy. Look, hey man, I don't want to talk to you for a second. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I need some money so I can get some beer. Okay, you may not like it, but it's honest. It's honest. So what did I do? I would give him some money for some beer. 'Cause at the time, the liquor store was right across the street from the gas station. But he was getting kind of frail, and not like I would come up and give him the money. He had to earn it. Like he put air in my tires and wipe the windshield, stuff like that. I was like, man, have you eaten today? No, big bro, I haven't eaten today. I said, "Look, man, let's go to McDonald's, get something to eat or something like that." And I appreciated his honesty. I did. People lie to you in a second. I mean, once again, I always say they want to know the truth that bit them in the half moon. I know that, and you know that. But if you run into somebody who's honest, or at least is honest with you, I believe that goes a long way. And in the spirit of being honest, this is the time you should donate. In the spirit of honesty, I promise you, it'll go a long way. You're paying it forward. You're helping somebody, helping a family. You're helping all the people involved in this moving parts. That's what you're doing. Well, based I don't have that much. Give what you can. I keep telling you that. Give what you can. It could be 100. It could be 10. It could be 200. It could be 20. You understand what I'm saying here? So we'll take everything we can get because every dollar amount adds up. I'm just stating the obvious here. But that's where you come in. See, just don't look at me and listen to me. I'm a very handsome fellow. I'm the bronze god. I get that. I know that, but this ain't about me. Tomorrow it will be, but right now it's not. Tomorrow morning, of course, but not now. No. Do something to make you feel good. It'll make you feel great. Besides good, it'll make you feel fantastic. I kid you not. Even no more than $1. It's more to push the dollar amount further. Okay, you went to I don't know, public school or private school, or you had basic math, not that new math that came out later. I'm talking about the basic math. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's what I'm talking about. So everything that you give means a lot. You give a little, you give a lot. As the saying once said, and continue on. This is so true. Absolutely. It's amazing what people do when they're in the spirit of giving. It doesn't have to be around the holiday season. But let's get that out the way. And don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of charities come out during that time because they know it's the spirit of giving. And in this private, public, quote unquote, venue that we're doing here, the spirit of giving needs to happen once a month. It continues on. It wasn't that one broadcast we had 3 months ago. It, as you see, me sitting here with you right now, it's going to be a continuous thing once a month until we get that dollar amount. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. So again, you are checking me out and checking this whole thing out. It's called a Baseline Special, Corey's Care, a journey to recovery. If we do the charity cast right now, once again, I keep telling you once a month. To donate, please GoFundMe.com and search Lee Michaels, search his name. You can also Zell Lee, I Radio Coach at gmail.com. Again, I Radio Coach at gmail.com. The goal again is $75,000. Right now we're at 7,591. At this stage in the game, we continue to help Lee and Corey and his family. Hey, what's up, Crystal? How you doing, man? And yo to you too. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Thank you for being here. And thank you for all being here. You want to chime in like Christopher just did, just type in the comment section there and make that do, or you want to call in and have some great, kind words of encouragement for Lee. I'm sure Lee would appreciate it. 591. That's the wrong number. Don't get old. 597. Yeah, I'm telling you, I should be more old granddad in his tea. 312-597-2106. I was in my mind, I went back to terrestrial radio because the prefix was always 591. In fact, the 591 I used to work at, we're at all radio stations like 591, 8900, that was WLS and so forth. So yeah, the secret to being young is don't get old. So Rasa Ruck with that. Again, 312 597-2106 to call in. And once you don't have to know Lee, but it's the fact that you can give anybody words of encouragement once they listen, once they hear it, obviously. And this is not the time to sit on the fence. It's not the time to sit there and just, oh, okay. It is not a time for oh, okay. We need your involvement in some way, shape, or form. Don't block your own blessing. What do you say, Christopher? Keep your mind young. Yeah, I try, man. Ooh, in my mind, man, it's just once again, it's like old man base. As quickly as you can, just snatch this pebble from my hand. I feel like the old master in kung fu. Don't know what kung fu is? Google it. Let's see. All is well, brother. Good, good. All is well. As we're sitting here trying to raise money in real time for Lee Michaels' son Corey, and give. I hope you get a chance to people out there to listen to the sound of my voice or see the dome that I have, and be a part of the process and get involved and donate. Every little bit helps. We need you. Absolutely. So that's where we are right now. So always looking forward to for you, to do what you got to do to donate. Once again, get involved and be a part of the Love Network, and do that. I'm telling you, you'll feel great. You'll feel better than what you have been before. You're probably feeling lousy and downtrodden and things like that. Help somebody. Help Lee. Help Corey. Help Debbie. Help them. They need it. They need us. Don't take your life for granted. If you have something to give, then give it. If you're very blessed to have some money in your pocket, because there's people out here, as you know, don't have money in their pockets. If you're blessed just to get up, and what the rap song said, get up, get out, and get some, and you got some, why don't you share some? How about that? Give it to people who usually don't need it, but they do now. Let's get this perfectly clear. We all have pride. We do. And sometimes we have to understand about how pride works and how we must humble ourselves when we have to. It's time. And sometimes you got to take pride and put it to the side and realize that you did not do this by yourself when it comes to the whole life thing. Somebody helped you, or people continue to help you. Nothing wrong with admitting that you need help. It took me a while to just know that on my own, excuse me, personal journey. This thing called life. But once you learn and realize that helping is a part of life's journey, then it all starts to make some sort of sense. So there you go. It's about trying to, again, help, assistance, making it work, making it all come together. So once again, it's a matter of just trying to get it together. Got to put it all together. And again, putting it all together, And when you put it together in this situation to help Lee and Corey, I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel great. And not only that, it's just the right thing to do. And don't get me wrong, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But if you can, give what you can and don't put it off. I mean, right now, because that's why we're here in the first place. So you go back up to the comment section. How you doing, Bobby Stance? Kamala Harris has huge pride. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll get into that later. I mean, again, it goes back to right now, just again putting things all together to make sure that we're fundraising for Lee. But whenever Lee comes on, I'm sure if politics is involved, he'll want to talk about it. So we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. So when you are taking time in there to um, make it work on a daily basis, to just get from A to B, going to the job, just take a little time out to sit back and say, you know what, I got a few extra bucks on me. Yeah, let me see what I can do. And all helps. Let's see here. Let's see, let me get some of this tea skull. Hey, Ken Wellington. How you doing, Ken Wellington? It's a Professor Base and friends. How you doing, Ken? Good to see you, brother. How you doing? Yeah, Ken Wellington to me is like the keeper of all things way back. Because I noticed on his timeline, he'll have things that happened before back in the day and has recalls to that. Do you remember this? It'll be like um, a super transfer from the CTA or something like that. So it's always a trip back in the time, a simpler time, I guess, what people would say. Thank you, Ken, for that. Yeah, keeper of all things way back, which is always good. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm trying to. You know me, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So, let's see. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let's see. Try that again. Okay. See. Say good to see you as well. So yeah, Ken's good brother, absolutely, and can cook. I think not. I don't know. You can cook. I remember once I think it was your birthday. I always go back to food, which is why I'm trying to lose weight again. Um, it was your birthday, Ken, and you had like I think like a couple of steak hoagies and some cake and ice cream. You had all laid out. You took a food porn and put on your social media page on Facebook. Yeah, that was cool and fun. Some people don't get me wrong. Everybody has their way of eating habits and lifestyle change. There, I'm going through that myself, and it ain't easy. But I'm trying. Like before I got on the air here, I had some grapes. I had more than seven. At one point I was reading because of the natural sugars you're not supposed to have, depending on your health. I'm like, how can you go? How can you just eat seven grapes? I'm sorry, I broke that rule. So it's a mixture of green and red grapes. I really enjoyed myself thoroughly. Oh, help, trying. Ain't easy, Dooley. And Friday evening greetings to Barbara Jean. How you doing, Barbara Jean? Thank you for being here, as always. Yeah, man. So let's see. Oh, what do you Ken? What do you say, Ken? That was my sister's doing. LOL. Well, your sister definitely loves her brother because she laid it out, man. That was no joke. Wise all what's up, man? Said my man base. That's my man Wise from Wise, not only Real Wise TV, Real Wise Radio. That baseline has started to be on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern time, and of course 7 a.m. Central. Thank you, brother. How you doing? Thanks for being here, man. Wise is a good brother, man. We have a lot in common. I like that brother, man. No, I love that brother. He's very down to earth, very real. I must say that other brothers that him and I know that I will not name anymore. I don't consider them brothers anymore, but that brother right there, real, yeah, he's that is his name. That's why I call him Wise All. Good brother. Ah, let's see. Yeah, man, love you too. Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Yeah. So again, we're here. Of course, we're congregating again to donate money for a very serious cause for Corey's Care, a road to recovery, and we'll continue on and again try to get you to come out of your pockets for a little bit. Whatever you can donate, please do. Again, go to GoFundMe.com and type in Lee Michaels. You can do that. And then you want to Zelle him. You can Zelle him at iradiocoach@gmail.com. You do that as well. So when you're doing these things, make sure that you got the love in the hand and with electronically, obviously. it- it's gonna make you feel great. Not too many stuff, I promise. I don't promise too much stuff. I really don't. But this right here, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Hold on. Again, let's see. Hold on here 1 second. Okay, there you go with that. So, again, when you're looking at the possibility of pushing the needle further, wanting people to know that you care, want people to know that people out there care about you. That's what it's all about. At the end of the proverbial day, when that happens, when that becomes a situation where you realize that you're not alone, you're not alone, and that's what it's all about. It's the loneliest feeling in the world when you're going through trials and tribulation. It really is. It hurts your heart and it hurts your soul. And so, having said that, it's a matter of putting everything together in its proper place. How you doing, Lisa? Thank you for being here. Good evening, Base Nation. Continue prayers for Corey. Absolutely. That's right. Thank you for that. And they're needed. And once again, it's only once a month. And I try on my end to, it's, depending on people, people gonna come on and say, well, here we go begging again. Well, if you look at it that way, it's not that, it's a call to arms. It's all hands on deck, the way I see it, the way you look at things coming together. And all you want to do is help so that people know that somebody gives a damn. Maybe two dams if you're lucky. No, that's all. And that's where we are in this situation. Trying to make it happen. We have to do it all together. Just can't be that person there and her over there. It has to be all of us. Only way we're gonna get through, the finish line. That's all. It don't take much when these things happen. It doesn't take much because, again, whatever you can donate is gonna be okay. It's not a contest. Literally, every little bit helps. Everything. Let's see. So there you go. So to continue on, always once again taking your comments. You call in if you like again to give your words of kindness, words of thoughts and prayers. It's when you put together everything that has to be put together. The concept of everything comes together for one reason, and it comes together for the fact that people need assistance and people need help, and people have to realize that we're living in strange times. And so living in strange times is not easy to put things together because when you put things together and go from one to two to three, everything starts to fall into its place. And it just takes a lot of effort and patience and time. And this is where we are right now. So when you're looking at people who are trying to understand that you may not have a lot, but whatever little you give is going to make somebody else feel great. It's going to make them feel like there's more hope to have. So that's all. And that's why we're here. Exactly. So again, need your help. Need it. If it was something that you could do by yourself, it would be no problem. But in this situation, no. Everybody. We want to get ghetto about it. Everybody. You gotta come through. You gotta come through. And again, looking at the circumstances that are before us, that's before Lee's family, I say it's worth it. There's no other person that I know that can have a reputation like a Lee Michaels can. Absolutely. Just what can I say? I always been in the mindset that when you help in a roundabout way, you help yourself. It helping other people helps others. So it goes a long way too. Just the feeling of giving, the feeling that you were able to take time out of your schedule, and everybody has a schedule. I would say everybody's like life is life, and you're able to take that time to say, you know what, let me do this for somebody else. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So, what more can I say? So I got to a point where if someone can help you, you can help other people. And I always use the term about paying it forward. You never know when you might be in a situation where you need help from an all hands on deck perspective. But you've already invested in your life prior to your own situation. And again, it's also how you treat people too. A lot of people, um, yeah, a lot of people that I've come in contact over the years, I got to a point where forgiving only goes so far. And when you're able to forgive and move forward, some people that you run into or encounter just don't understand about what it means to grow as a human being. Now, once again, I will keep telling you, nobody's walking on water around here. Nobody's saying that. But allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to, as they say, become better versions of yourself. Oh, yes. There is a reasoning behind everything. It's a wonderful thing when you're able to, again, look at the landscape of what's around you and then realize that, hey, man, let me contribute. Let me do something. It's worth it. It really and truly is. It's worth it. It should mean something to people. No, it really should mean something. So, and it should mean something to you too. The process of wanting to be in the position to help, right then and there, look where you are. Right then and there, in that moment in time, in real time, look where you are. You're helping somebody else. Sometimes, as I said before, we take it for granted. Sometimes, when we help people, we could just do so. And to me, you can't get more powerful than that. Take time to help, take time to assist. It's a wonderful thing. It really is. You always hear the adage about, take time and stop and smell the flowers. Yeah. Take time to stop and look at the ability of you helping others. How about that? Let's try that. Again, Corey's Care, Baseline Special, a journey to recovery. To donate, GoFundMe.com and search for Lee Michaels' name, Lee Michaels. Zell him, iRadioCoach at gmail.com. You're catching this on my YouTube channel, the Chris Base channel, all one word, with channel with a period at the end of it. Facebook Live. Make sure you donate. Make sure you get involved. So we got about 17 minutes left, something like that in the program, as we forge on. And once again, we usually do for an hour, depending on the situation. May go past the hour, but like it'll be an hour tonight. And we'll play it by ear, but like it'll be an hour. But we'll see how these things go. You plan for an hour, then the conversation starts to roll and you go past. So we would definitely see. Also, when you're looking at the times we're living in, the political landscapes, the country being divided the way it is, it's a lot to go through. It really is. It was up, Damian D. Minor. How you doing? West Coast broadcast. How you doing? Blessings to you too, bro. Thank you. How you feeling? Thank you for being here. Again, the the landscape of our nation. The Hamas, war going on, everything else. It's troubled times. Troubled times. Of course, we had protests here in Chicago during the DNC. It could have got very ugly. There was some arrests and some stories we get into tomorrow morning on Baseline, but yeah, it could have been much worse. So again, just this whole thing about where we are right now in our nation, and you're doing the best you can to survive. But even through all of this chaos, if you're able to donate to what Lee's family is going through, it continues to have hope for just being human. Like I said, when you donate, it don't take much. We're not looking for, well, we like I say here and lie. Yeah, a big dollar amount would be happy, but we understand the circumstances that people are going through. So you got to make it do what it do. What do you say, Damon? I'm doing okay. What we're talking about? Yeah, you probably caught on right now. So I'm talking about raising money for Lee's son Corey, the horrific car accident he had years ago. Not years ago, months ago. Feels like years ago to me sometimes. And I guess because it feels like a long time ago, because you just want to push it on and move forward when that happens. Months turn to years and things like that. It was only a few years. No, I gotta go a few years ago, a few months ago. There are times when I'm like, man, just distance and time heals wounds. And I guess in my mind, I would like for it to be on and be years. So we could look back on that. And even going back to what Zamira Jones said when we first did this to Lee, and when we were all here together, you mentioned about after all this talking to Lee, you'll have a testimony. Man, that stuck with me too when Zamira said that. And of course, you have a testimony in real time or years later. And in my mind, I'm already thinking years later. And by that time, some of the pain will go away. Your life's already altered and changed, but that change becomes familiar territory, if you understand what I'm saying. And then sometimes in my mind, I'm already thinking about the future. A year from now, years from now. So I think like anything else, the more we help, we can create distance and time for Lee's family, for his wife, Debbie, for Corey. We could do that. And again, the current total is 7,591. The goal is $75,000. So it's not much more we can do or say or do. We're gonna say it and do it anyway. We're going to make this happen. All of us. All of us. Once again, I keep using the term all hands on deck. All of us got to come through. That's the only way it's going to work. The only way it's going to happen. Continue to donate. When you donate, you make it great. See? Poet don't even know it. Ooh-wee. Something else. So when we're looking at where we are from the standpoint of all of us in our lives, I think you have to find time to care. You have to find time to care. It's an amazing thing when you care. It's an amazing thing when you're able to sit back and care about someone else. With all these amazing talents, we have to really acknowledge them. Because to me, it is a talent. It should be a natural talent. Hello, my fellow baseheads. Let's help Mr. Michaels and his son, and remember, keep them in prayer. So thank you, Omar. Absolutely. Well, that's what all why we have gathered here today. So again, when these things happen, it's wonderful. It is beyond great when these things happen. I would say when a plan comes together. Let's see here. Let's check in on a couple of things. So let me see something. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. I remember when I was a kid, and I remember let's see. So I went to Crevar Presbyterian Church, and every summer they had day camp. And so I remember one summer, of course, it was, the boys and the girls, and they divided the boys and girls group into ages. So I wasn't part of the older group yet. I think it was like the next group to the older group of boys. And I remember this young man who was around our age, name was Leon. I think Leon was maybe a year or two younger than something like that. And I remember we had a talent show at the church. And at the time, I was into ventriloquism. I used to check out. Remember Willie Tyler and Lester used to come on television? So I used to watch that as a kid. And back then, of course, man, this is way before technology, so we didn't have the internet, obviously. So to catch Willie Tyler on television was sparingly. I begged my parents for a ventriloquist doll on the back of a comic book cover, and I got that, and I studied ventriloquism, and so I decided to try my act in this talent show. Man, I am bombed. And I used all the jokes from Willie Tyler when I got a chance to see him on TV. Either he appeared on The Jeffersons. There was a syndicated game show called Make Me Laugh that came on Monday through Friday on Channel 32 here in Chicago. Where I would catch him on that. Well, the premise of the show was he comedians to make the contestants laugh, and then you get the drift. So he was on there sparingly. So I caught him. I would write the jokes down and everything else. Bombed in church. And they were so, I mean, unless they were some real ones, they didn't, go around and just laugh just to be laughing. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. But it broke my heart. I'm a kid, for Christ's sake. I'm like, what, 11? I get between 10 and 11 at the time. Yeah. So Leon, who would be considered a nerd, I mean, of course, now down the road, nerds started to rule the earth, but before that, nobody liked nerds. So you considered a nerd. Nobody wanted to be around him, let alone me. I got my own issues. My ventriloquism sucks. And so when he would get on stage, we had a stage in like a little area of the church where it was like a stage and a half it was used for a basketball court. And now, mind you, I just wasn't everything. Every joke I went for, farts went over in church. A fart went over like a head, like a chick over. It sucked completely. Um, the jokes didn't land. So I say all that to say that when Lester got on, when I'm watching, for example, Willie Town Lester, while I'm watching them, I studied every move that they were doing, took notes and everything else, along with the book I got about ventriloquism. So having said that, so Leon gets on stage and he's singing, let's dance, let's shout, shake your body onto the ground, Michael Jackson. And we were told to encourage, to clap. I'm like, wait, but how am I gonna clap for my black ass when I was up there trying to do ventriloquism? I'm a kid. I can sit here in front. That was my mentality at the time. When we had the talent show at the end, because the ending ceremonies was awards throughout the whole day camp and the final talent show there. I did not do my act. I was like, you'll get me up there twice. But Lester got up there, not Lester, but Leon. I was still messing around, of course, with Lester, but um, someone told me don't do that second time. So I was like, no, that's okay. And so Leon got up on the stage and he had on a tuxedo because this was Off the Wall album for Michael Jackson. And you know the song, and again, we were encouraging him. Why are we encouraging him? Because we were helping him. The reason why I told you that story is because some people just need help. Now, as I was told to me later on, was Christopher, you always had confidence and you would bounce back from like that. You didn't have to worry about that. But Leon was dejected by everybody. His school, their day camp. So he needed more help than you did. He needed more encouragement than you did. I was like, yeah, y'all still could have laughed though. Oh, my man, I'm bombed my ass off. But going back to Leon, some people just need help more than others. And that's the lesson I learned that summer. There's nothing wrong with helping people. It was a hard lesson to learn, but I did. And for the sake of all of us involved here, there's nothing wrong with helping people, especially when you're in a position to help. It really does. And we know that by now. I just think that at times we just need more reinforcement when that happens. That's all. Well, thank you all for coming on tonight in the comment section. And for those of you who continue to donate, please do so again. Go to GoFundMe.com and search Lee Michaels. Get him that way. You can Zelle him at iradiocoach@gmail.com. Make sure you continue to donate. Make sure you continue to be a part of what we're doing here is to help. There's nothing wrong with helping somebody. I always say helping, if I help you, it helps me. It does go a long way. So again, thank you all for taking time out to be here. For those of my initiates, we'll do this tomorrow morning again. And I'll be at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, 5 a.m. on the West Coast for the people who sleep. But for the rest of us who are awake, that'll be BaseLine. If you are up, make sure you join us for that as well, as we go through a lot of news items. Obviously, we're going to cover the DNC, Democratic National Convention, completed this week here in Chicago. Talk about that and more other things to come. Continue to be safe, continue to be sound, continue to be healthy, and most importantly, above anything else, continue to be loved. Long live the peace, long live the funk, and more power to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you then.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in BaseLine. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.